the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running.
What up, everybody? So, I went to work this morning, logged in, which I do work from home. So, you know, I logged in the old computer. I'm sitting there catching up on tickets and chats and stuff, and my boss called me and informed me we didn't have work today. It is Shabbat, so I don't have to work today. And even though it may look like I have not done anything in here, I've been in here like an hour making marks. For what, you might ask? Well, the port. Yeah. The port, where the baffle is going to sit. All them little things. Because it all needs to be done. And guys, I'm going to tell you, I did a shitty job building this enclosure. The enclosure itself tapers in. The walls are not plumb, straight up and down. They actually taper in, which is my fault. My fault. I didn't realize when I was building this thing that the walls really needed to be, you know, squared out. So it's taken me some work. But I got my line around here where the baffle is going to sit. And now I got to measure the front to make, you know, 'cause I don't think there's going to be, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm just hoping the width don't change from the back to the front. Probably does. So, with that being said, that is what I'm doing this morning. Deb's at work. And that really puts a downer on things that I have to do, because really I can't get a piece of board out from behind them chairs by myself. It's really hard to climb out of that thing with a phone in one hand. But everybody's always asking how I do enclosures, and I'll show you my most vital tools that I use to calculate everything. Yeah, that's it. Tape measure, pencil, piece of paper to write on. Now, I can't show you my most important tool because I'm recording on it. That's right, I used my iPhone calculator to get the final numbers, but that's the way I've always done it. I've never actually used the program. I mean, Jangalang does great. You know, I helped Dustin with Baba Yaga, and that thing was nice and windy. Put up a decent number, 63s. So, yeah, why change it up now? If you know the basics, then you're good. Now, for the old port, I do go to the 12volt.com and use their port length calculator. I'm going to try something different in this one. Think about tuning this thing at like 18 hertz. See what it does. It ought to play them lows with some good authority. We'll try it. Okay, so I ripped the board. I know it's got a bow in it, but it's okay. It's going to bolt straight down. And this edge here was the straight factory edge. I did pretty good cutting this bad boy. Using this little fucking cobalt circular saw that I bought myself for Christmas. But I got that cut. I went in and measured, and it's about 1 3/4-ish, half-ish. But I just need to get up to that line, because I'm gonna put one layer of this down the sides, across the front, and that's what I'm gonna slide my baffle boards in on. That way it'll be bolted in the side, and then I can bolt straight down, and then I can Craig jig a couple in the side, and we'll be golden, guys. Is it gonna be plenty enough to hold? Fuck yeah, it's gonna be plenty enough to hold. And then we do steel bracing underneath, because I don't like building with angle iron in there. There's no need for it, you know. If you got good bracing under it, shit, to do whatever you do on the side is gonna hold. So I've just never been one of the people that's like, I gotta get a bunch of angle iron in here. That ain't me. But if you do it, hey, if it works for you, that's golden. That's what you need, you know. I never pulled this off after I did the epoxy. But anyway, let me get back to work. Something I'm having a really tough time with this morning. The grass is wet and my feet are soaked. But I got the side pieces cut. That wasn't long enough. That long ass board, it wasn't long enough. Not to get two of these. So I went up on my porch, and what I've been doing is making sure that to be straight, we got the factory edge. So I just been taking my level and running it down the board and making sure there's no dips or anything, which means it was cut with one of those. And we find the factory edge. So there's some of that really good maple wood, that like thick shit that this whole enclosure is built with. So yeah. Anyway, I'm about ready to screw these in. Screw and glue, baby. But this has to be done in preparation to get a baffle. Because once I get, you know, these in there, then I can do my measurement, get a big piece of wood, which I can't get by myself from up there, on the sawhorses. And at that point, the bad subwoofer, I can cut the soft parts out of it and use it to kind of lay on there to be like, okay, yeah, we got 6 of these bitches fitting in here. And yeah, at that point, we'll be good. So, I can't remember how long this is, but we should be able to fit 6 in here, no problem. I got faith in myself. I hope. So to put these up, I mean, I got marks in here. You can see right there, mark. And that's the intersection point, because that line that goes straight up and down, from there back is going to be my port. And the port's going to go from like here all the way down and then go that way, because tune low. Hell yeah, guys. But got marks on both sides. I got some Type Bond 3, some screws, the old DeWalt impact, and some bits. So let me get started on this shit. Well, I got it in, lined up with the line, lined up with the line, lined up with the line. So, yeah. It's in. It's in on this side too. And see the line, bam. I think you can see the line. So now I got to measure. Here, and I know I got that strip laying. Let's zoom in on that bitch. Right there, that's gonna fit the bill. So we'll have this part done, guys. I did some measuring, and the baffle was gonna come up like into this. I need to remove this top layer. And maybe get a piece of 1/2 inch or something. I want the baffle to be pretty much like straight out. I want to trim all of this out and up here. And yeah, that's kind of, who knows. But then again, maybe this opening will work. I mean, it's going to be right for the airspace. Not so much the cone area. And who knows? I don't know. At this point, I'm lost. But anyway, I was thinking really about cutting the whole front of this out and putting a round over around it. It's going to be a lot of work. I think I'm better off leaving this how it is and just kind of working with it from there. Maybe not put the port in it like mine has, because I don't think I'm going to have room. But then again, if I put subs and motor down the front 3, run the back 3 inverted, I mean, well, I might be onto something here. Because then I can still fit the port in, still have the classic good looks of some inverted motors. But, you know, we're going to cross that bridge when we get the donkey to it. So we're just going to leave it at that. So anyway, yeah. I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't know if you know this. A lot of you will, because a lot of y'all have walled vehicles with a bandpass enclosure. But out there, it's pretty cool this morning. But it's burning up in here. I think one of the hottest places on earth is inside of a bandpass enclosure. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because the wood is so thick it just holds the heat. Like when you radiate your body heat, it just raises it to hell. I don't know. But Anyway, check this shit. Like, look at that, guys. Look at that epoxy work. Hey, and that's my first time doing epoxy. And it just looks so badass. Like, I did good for my first time, guys. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. I did find out something about epoxy. Is, when you do epoxy and you first get, like, your color, whatever the hell in there and pour it out and zigzag, whatever, it'll look like shit. Like, no lie, it will look like shit. And you'll come back a couple hours later and you'll be like, damn, well, it's starting to look a little better. But you get up the next morning, this shit'll look phenomenal. Because this did not look anything like this when I first did it. It's like the longer that it settles out and blends, it gets better. But that's some pretty dope epoxy. Haha. So, got the baffle board in all the way around. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, guys. We got it in. A little glue down. Yeah, that's fucking glue. But hey, at least I got the good shit. Tight bond. So, really, I don't know what else to do. I got to pull that LED strip out of up there and get them wires pulled back through. Baffle's going to cover all that. So, I'm thinking, since there ain't much wall here, you know, I might, since I'm planning on kind of leaving that front like it is, get some better LED strips to put up across the top and down there for, the dome light and light in the enclosure, like the bright white LEDs, that's what them are. But I did get the chasing that I'm going to put around the top of the baffle, like here, because the wife wants pretty shit, which is how we wound up with an epoxy floor. And I do like it. It's slick as fuck. But, so, she wants pretty. I'll try to make pretty. One of the first things I need to do is, really, I need to get in here and paint. I kind of wanted to put the baffle, get them sheets cut, and then go back and paint everything in here. Just back white. And then put the baffle in. We'll epoxy the baffle. Let the white paint on the sides dry for a few days and put logos on it or stickers or whatever. Whatever the wife wants, the wife usually gets, you know. And guys, let me tell y'all something, especially you young cats. You know, you might have a couple of different hoes. Hey, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with having a couple of different hoes. When I was younger, I did. Definitely. But, you know, what I say is, when you get older and you find one good woman that you definitely want to take some time, you know, you want to spend some time with her, you know, like I'm talking years, you know, serious relationship, maybe marriage type thing. Got to kind of treat them good and give them some of the stuff they want. I mean, because then that's where you get your blowjobs, you know. If that's where you're getting your blowjobs, then you got to treat them good. So, what the wife wants, the wife gets. She wants 615s, we're going to do 615s. She wants epoxy baffle to look pretty, she gets epoxy baffle. I just threw the chase and LED lights in there because why not? I mean, this is my thinking. Yeah, I'm getting way the fuck off subject here, so we're going to take a break. Kind of went as far as I can right now on that. I can't get no wood out of there. But, dude, I love this little thing I got from the TikTok shop. They sent this thing to me to do a video on, and it is awesome. Yeah, it's an awesome little pump. I've used it to air these lawnmower tires up like probably 5 or 6 times. No, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. About 3 or 4. And honestly, I've never charged it. It came with a full battery and shit, I ain't used it. But yeah, it's a badass little thing. Hey, my lawnmower started up today too. I mean, y'all know how I be fighting this lawnmower. But today it fired right up. And it's been not quite 2 weeks. But I do need to mow the yard, and while I got a day off, Deb's at work, I figured, what the hell, I'm gonna mow. That way I ain't got to do it this weekend, so I can, work on this bitch. And maybe tomorrow, because Deb will be home. And see, guys, just like that, my motherfucking yard is mowed. So, can't get right. Can't get right. I don't know if I'm gonna do any more to it today. I did talk to Deb. She was on break and called me, and she's off tomorrow, so I need to go get a few things like some liquid, not liquid nails, PL3X. I know I'm gonna need some of that, and if I can get my caulking gun out of here. My back porch is a fucking mess. Guys, this shit here, DAP, Alex Plus, all-purpose latex caulk silicone. It says windows and doors. That's what I'm gonna put the back of that enclosure on with. I mean, I've been using it on port pieces, and the reason I've been using it is so you can kind of get it back apart. But the problem is, with plywood, it seals really good, and it holds really good, and it just kind of like when you try to take it apart, it'll just split the wood. So this shit's like $2-3 a tube, and after using it, I mean, I have no problems at all putting the back of that enclosure on with it. I know what to hold, I know what to seal. It cures pretty quick, like I think 24 hours is pretty much done. So yeah, that ought to do great. But I need to grab like 3 or 4 tubes of that shit, and some PL3X, just because, why not? I mean, I love PL. So that way I'll have that ready for tomorrow. Basically what I really want to do is get one sheet out there, lay out, cut it to fit in there, or at least mark it where it needs to be marked for fitment in there. And then I can kind of go around and figure out where the 615s are going to lay on it. Because I already got my port area in the back calculated. And everything should be golden with that much port back there. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about shrinking that rear port a little bit. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm thinking about it just because. Why not? Just because. But anyway, I'll be back. Good morning. So, I got the baffle laid out, and I was trying different ideas for a layout. And this is kind of where we're going to have to go. 1, 2, and 3. And that was going up to the edge in the front. But notice we got a good distance there, a good distance there. So now I can go back and kind of break it up. So I got like guidelines here and everything. But it was just trying to fit all of them on here. And this ends to where my port will be back here. So the baffle is the right size, the right layout and everything. I just wanted to kind of get on here and do some marking, and that's what we did. But we got to erase the majority of these lines now, so I can do a real more proper layout. And we got Deb here today with us. she's out here helping, but we ain't done much in there. I did screw up yesterday, and I'll show you where. That's the port width. I never went up to the 3/4 inch line, so I had to make a 3/4 inch line. I got to cut that off when I cut this chunk out on both sides. See the line there? That's where my actual port wood would be. But I did get it measured right on this baffle. So this will be the first layer of baffle that we'll cut and get set up for test fitting. So here we go. This will be the layout. That does not leave a whole lot of baffle. We got like some space here and here.
You're not gonna see much.
Yeah. but it will be epoxy. And it don't matter about the subs coming up to here, because you got to remember, it's going to be that much wood up here because of the cutout inside. This is the outer ring of the subs. I mean, hell, here's the mounting hose inside. So this will give you an idea. You know, it's going to be like this. Oh, there we go, like that. So what did we make these holes for? So I can draw a straight line from that one to that one, that one to that one, to get an X in the middle to know where to drill for the pin for my circle jig for my router. So newbies, you know, that's kind of what you want to do, is you want to make your marks using the screw holes. That way you can get that X, and it's like, yep, X marks spot for the pin. But this is the line here, outer, that I got to cut. And this board here, this line here, would represent these boards that I put in that the baffle will sit on. So what we got is, that was a sub out of Dustin's build. It had pretty bad coil rub. Like, it was hard to push. The coil rub was so bad. So it needed reconed anyway. So this morning I just went in and cut the soft parts out to use it for this. And it kind of needed the soft parts out so it would sit flat. But I was worried at first that 6 wasn't going to fit on here. And lo and behold, 6 fits on here. So we got that going for us. It's tight, but it'll work. I'm probably going to have to do some good bracing, like here, between these two subs, here and here to the roof, because of we don't want baffle flat. I think if we did it in the middle here and here, it just wouldn't be enough. Not maybe because no, there ain't gonna be nothing supporting back here because the port. So yeah, definitely need to be like here, probably here and up there. And that's just kind of how my mind works, all weird like that, thinking to myself like, yeah, I'm jumping ahead and I shouldn't be.
Slow down.
But I guess at this point I need to get the saw and rip across that way, and then get these here cut down the sides and actually see if this damn baffle will slide in there. And if it does, at that point I need to start notching back here, and Deb's gonna start painting. But I wanted to get this baffle done first because it's been driving me nuts. Like, is everything gonna fit? And to answer your question, yes, everything fits. All right, so we got the baffle sit in there. She's fitting snuggy. We got a little bit of room on the sides there, but I'm not worried about that. You know why? One, I bought that sealer that I was talking about yesterday, PL3X, the Alex Plus, and after this baffle is in place, all 3 layers, we are going to epoxy it. And here's some crazy shit, guys. Look at this. Oh boy, we scratched it. Go ahead and take the baffle in now. Go, but watch this. You just rub it, and it pretty much goes away. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, she is in there. Man, that's big chamber, big chamber. So you know what this means, right? I got to cut 3 more of those. I'm going to cut all 3 of them, get them in order stacked in there. And at that point, since this one's the one that's marked out, it's the most important, obviously. So what I'm going to have to do is get another piece and bolt them together, and then drill all 3 holes at one time, or all the holes at one time through all 3 layers. But it should be good, guys. I mean, I'm digging it. Deb digging it. And this is what I meant about, I have to cut this shit off on each end because the port, you know. So I gotta trim. But I'm digging it. It's like we're actually making headway, right, babe?
Right.
You can kind of see an end in sight now.
And I'm actually here to help.
But yeah, now we just got to drag another piece of wood down and do the same thing, which really all we got to do is lay this sheet on another piece of wood and basically mark around it and cut it out. But yeah, we got to do it 2 more times. And then at some point we got to clean all this off here. This shit has got to come off. Kind of get it sanded down so it'll be a good flat seal. Oh, and it's going to be different this time. There's not going to be any support. Good God Almighty! 'Cause I'm used to doing like a bottom board across the baffle. This one I can't. I don't even know if I can get one whole piece up here because of this divot up here. It's going to be a tough one. We'll figure it out though. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Toughy. All right, I'll be back. I have 2 layers done. And I screwed up in the very back corner. My router nicked it there. Who cares? It's going to be in the back. Epoxy, baby. But I did use a flush trim to get the sides very good. It is screwed together at the 2 corners. One here and one there. Them screw holes are going to be detrimental for everything I do from now on for the baffles, because when I get a 3rd layer done, I'm going to kind of stack and just put a longer screw in it. But that way I can go in, find my centers and my sub holes, drill through all 3, and it's just gonna make life easier for me to cut them holes and make sure everything's lined up. And then the baffle will probably get heavy, but when I put it in here in the vehicle, what I plan to do is 1 layer at a time and use screw holes to line it up to make sure everything's perfect. So yeah, and I use this little DeWalt here. I wish I had the plunge tip for this, because then I could get a circle jig for it rather than having to bring out my pawn shop find from years ago. But it is what it is. And I probably need to stop filming right now because I need to sneeze. This pine and birch, yeah, I gotta sneeze. And then there were 2 layers. Now, I done told y'all, these aren't 100% plumb. So what we're having to do is build a layer and test fit it, because the higher we go, it's not wanting to go 100% right. So what we have done here is the bottom layer went, and I just got to lightly sand up on the front corners a little bit to get it to fully go. And to do that, I'm just using this, gently rubbing down the sides like that. And she over taking selfies with her build until I get a good tight fitment. But it's coming along, guys, and that's really, that can't ask for no more than that. You see how close we're gonna be at the front up there to that final layer of wood that I had put in there. But it's all good. It's all good. The way we're gonna do this is the front 2 subs are gonna be motors down, the back 4 motors up. Why? Because why not? There were 3. It's tight. It's a tight fit, but it's in there. So at this point, I believe that what I want to do is kind of clean up my tools in here. Like just basically put all this shit in the fucking blazer. The hammer out of Jango that I bought from a fucking heroin addict. The level that I gave a heroin addict $5 for. Guarantee it's stolen because it was JC's. God, I hope JC ain't watching this shit. But that's my level. That would be terrible. These can go in the house, honey.
Okay.
But at this point, I got to see my wife taking selfies. All right, lean up against it and smile. I'll take a picture while I'm recording. All right. So anyway, guys, yeah, I'm gonna close this shit up. It was really nice out here this morning, and not so much anymore. And yes, I'm wearing the same DJ Dirty Bass shirt I had on yesterday. Got to it in the bathroom floor when I took a shower yesterday, and this morning I put the same clothes right back on. Why? Because sawdust all over everything. Even my balls be getting sawdust on. Y'all didn't need to hear that, but anyway. Hey, these things keep my hair back though, in case you're wondering why the hell I'm wearing this thing. But I'm sweating. It's hot out here, guys. I ain't even gonna lie. It's about 15 degrees cooler under this tree. The only bad thing is the sun rises kind of back that way and goes up, and right now it's up there. So in a couple hours, it'll be straight overhead and kill most of this shade. But I need to run to Lowe's and get coffee. I need to pick up some Craig jig screws, because after I get the baffles done, I got them number 2, 1, 2 and top. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna Craig jig the sides in and then screw straight down also. And then when I put the second baffle in, it's gonna get the same thing. It's gonna get Craig jigged in to the sides, and that's just added strength. So take it for what it's worth. It is gonna need a lot of bracing underneath it. We already know that. But you know me, like here, I'll show you the braces out of that Blazer in case you're kind of new to the channel. I'll show you what I had under the baffle. It ain't no joke, guys. Like, these were all braces that I had at different locations. Since it was 415s, this was on each side between them, and this ran straight down the middle like that. Now you could have dropped a damn bomb on that baffle and it would have held. So I'm not worried too much about not having a lot of baffle meat, because once I get the steel bracing bolted up underneath there, this shit ain't going nowhere. But it has been a hot day. It was good when we first started because we had shade all the way over there. It was a little overcast, and now it just feels like we're like in the third inferno of hell, if hell was a real place. I know some of y'all gonna be religious, say hell is real. No, hell never existed in the Sinai Bible. Look it up. Anyway, I don't want to get on the religion thing because I've studied it a lot. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to get coffee and some screws, and we'll be back. We went to Lowe's. We got that 7 brew coffee, but we're taking a little trip to a place called Homewood Steel. And it's a good distance away, but it's like a steel supply. And the old man that works in there is pretty cool. He always does me right. So I'm gonna dig through their scrap bin to find the steel parts that I need for the bracing underneath that baffle. And I was supposed to get my spiral router bit yesterday in the mail, and USPS be fucking up. Everything we've ordered from Amazon here recently is always delayed. So hell, I don't even know when I'm gonna get that, but we're just trying to cover all the bases and get what we need, because I would like to get all the steel in there except for what needs to be welded. I got to take it to Dustin's to weld it up. I don't have a welder at home no more, so yeah, that's what we're doing. So we're home. One of these pieces was like $25 at Lowe's. I got 4 of them, and these, actually, it was 2 big sticks and they cut it in half for me, and 1 long piece of pipe. It was $22 for all of it. Now the secret is, Don't go to Lowe's or Home Depot to get steel or Tractor Supply. Go to a steel supply shop. That's where I got that. And you're gonna ask for cutoffs or scrap cutoffs. That shit was $1 a pound. It's 22 pound there. So essentially that's how you want to do it. Now, was it worth the drive? Yeah, I mean, it was 30 minutes one way, 30 minutes back. But I'd have been out like $150 at Lowe's for all that shit. So $22, definitely worth it. And that's just a little tidbit I wanted to give you guys. Every metropolitan area is gonna have a steel supply shop. So you might just have to do some handiwork on Google to find one. But in the end, I mean, it's the way to do it because it's going to save you a lot of money. That should be everything I need to make the bracing and the blazer, which some left over. But I don't think I need all 4 of the big pieces of flat. I should just need 2 of them and probably all the pipe. But the port's going to come in, run along the bottom. So I'm going to have to do a short piece of pipe bolted to the port for the support in the middle of it. And then from the top of the port up to the bottom of the baffle. So I guess right now what I really need to do at this moment is start building that bottom port piece. So I think that's the next thing I'm going to do. I need to get in there, which I need to piss real quick. I just got home, but I need to go and measure how far off the bottom I'm gonna be and kind of measure some of my scrap wood up here and find a piece that I can just kind of cut and put in there, because I'm at the point where I need to have it in place, bolted in where it's gonna go before I start doing the baffle, because you know it's going to be a lot easier to do the port with the baffle out. So I need to fill my vape up and go piss, and then I'm gonna get back to work. So I got a port board cut that'll fit in there. It's gonna come back to here, and there is sitting on my level because my level is the perfect 2 1/4 inch that it needs to be. We didn't get a lot done today. We got the baffle made, kinda. Still gotta cut them side pieces. We got that port made, which was a utter pain in the butt. And the reason being is because I made it where it was way too tight. And we just kept sanding until it fit. But that's why I had to get the Craig jig bolts for it. I'm about done for today, guys. Really, I am. It is so fucking hot. And look over here where I told you earlier where I had all that shade. Look at how much of it's gone. Now it's right up against the tree. So I know this yard and I know this tree. Me and Deb are both about over fucking heated. But I mean, we did get quite a bit done. You know, knocking that steel out, getting that was a big burden lifted. Getting the port made was a burden lifted, because honestly I need the baffle out to put the port in. Put it on back porch. But I got the steel. I did get my router bit today. It came in the mail, but I ain't even feeling like doing that. That'll probably be the next thing I do, is cut all the holes. But I definitely ain't doing it today. It's too hot. I'm basically gonna have to get the port in, but I'm gonna have to put a piece of steel on each side of the port. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cut a flat plate, bolt it to the port, move the port out, bolt it to the floor, and it'll be bolted to each sides of the port, and then I'll have one under the baffle. That way when I take that thing to Dustin's, all he's got to do is stick the pole and a pipe in there and weld it and be done. But all this has to be kind of done in steps. And that's what I'm doing. That's why I went ahead and cut the port piece today, because port's going to be L-shaped. And it's going to be tuned really fucking low. I don't know what it was going to put me at. 35 inches was 20. The port's 40 inches long. So it's going to be tuned way under 20. So I don't know, guys. I'm just hot. But that's probably going to be all for this video. It'll be a good midweek video to upload for y'all. Then we'll come back on it Saturday and Sunday. So thank y'all for using my affiliate link for Down for Sound. That definitely helps me. LF Audio, all my affiliate links, really. If you're buying something somewhere, guys, go to the description of this video and click on one of my affiliate links. It don't cost you shit to click the link, and I appreciate the shit out of it. Nah, just leave it there. It does help me, believe it or not. It's a hot motherfucker. I'm glad I had 2 days off work to get this shit rolling. And I did get to spend the day with the wifey. She's up there dancing, like, because we got to spend time together today, which is few and far between anymore with her working. But we do have this weekend together. That'll be awesome. But she has a choral show to go to Saturday. So part of the day it'll just be old Jerry out here working. But use my affiliate links. Thank y'all for watching this video. Most importantly, if you made it to the end, you're my fucking hero. And remember, guys, like I always say, there's more than one way to fuck a goat. Put its head through the fence, put its hind legs down the front of your boots, or you could even roam it. I don't even know why the hell I said that. Peace out, guys, and as always, bass on.